to take one case this morning. I'm not talking about demons, and I'm not talking about apparitions, and I'm not talking about manifestations. I'm talking about rock hard science. Okay? Microbiologists. Who are these people? These are the guys who sequence DNA. All right? Deoxyribonucleic acid, that DNA, which is the code structure of your body. They sequence it. What are they doing that for? They're trying to find out, and let me read it for you. This is an amazing thing. The headline says this: microbiologist was linked to race-based weapon turning up dead. What's that? Let's look closely. Two American scientists worked with were Benito K., 52, Don Wiley, 57. Both microbiologists had been engaged in DNA sequencing that could provide a genetic marker based on genetic profiling. Research, now watch carefully, the research could play an important role in developing weaponized pathogens to hit selected groups of humans, identifying them by race. You ever thought of such a thing as that? 2 years ago, both men were found dead in circumstances never fully explained. Remember how I told you that the elite are racist? You remember what I told you about that? Why would they be preaching this root race theory? The 7 successive upward evolutionary progression. The root race theory. Adolf Hitler was one of the most racist men that walked the face of the earth. He made it plain to everybody that that blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Nordic-featured, like this killer up here in Norway, that just shot to death all of those people, was the Aryan epitome of what a human being should be, and all the rest of the scum underneath aren't even fit to live. Now, I told you that Margaret Sanger, when she started Planned Parenthood, and folks, if you don't believe me, go check it out for yourself, was as racist as she could be to the core. I don't know if you know this or not, but if you go back, if you'll go check the 50 million kids have been butchered in this country. 50 million. Is that right? Am I correct in that? 50 million abortions. Go find out what percentage of those babies are black. Go find out. Go find out. Go find out how many Planned Parenthood clinics are located in large cities and out in the urban, sprawling areas where there's a concentration of black people, and you'll be amazed at how many of these are black babies. They're controlling the population that way. Now we have microbiologists who can control the population through a pathogen that they can create in a lab that can target a person's race. You say, well, that's insane. Not really. Not really.
The reason why I show these two videos, and now this article about a white man in Alabama that get to keep his job after he proposed to murder a black man and hide the evidence, because there's still some black people out here that refuse to acknowledge that they've declared war on us. Now, me personally, they've always had war on the black man since we've been here. And you try to tell black people this, and you know, they ignore it, or they just go back and concentrate on their job 9 to 5 until they see a certain incident in the news, and they may perk up a little bit and say, "Oh man, that's messed up," and then they fall right back to sleep and just go back to their everyday routine. But the extermination of black people in this country has always been of one, as particularly after slavery, when they figured out that they didn't need slaves anymore, or they had all these black people that maybe one day outnumber them, because we can reproduce faster than anybody on the planet. They said, okay, we can't outright exterminate them. We can't outright commit genocide, even though they've been committing genocide on us since they brought us over here. But we just can't outright commit genocide on them. So how can we exterminate them without everybody getting in the uproar? And throughout the centuries, throughout the decades, they had various ways. Now, as you saw in the first video, the white preacher man saying that they've come up with something, a pathogen that can specifically target race. And I truly believe, I think they already have it. I think they are just trying to plan how can they effectively use it in these next 10 to 20 years. But it doesn't mean that they're going to stop all their other things that's going on to try to exterminate black people. And this is hard evidence that black people are actually being exterminated. I don't understand why we cannot understand people have committed war on us. And I think one of the things that a lot of black people have a hard time understanding is say when you tell them that war has been declared on you, because most of us have this concept of war of, bombs and bullets and tanks, airplanes and all of that, the material things of war. But war can be declared on you in many, many, many different ways. Economic war can be declared on you. For me, keeping you stupid is a declaration of war. And these are the things you can't drop bombs on the people that you're trying to exterminate, particularly when they live right next to you. He can't blow all the 40 million black people up in this country when they're surrounded by the people who you want to survive them. So he has to come up with different ways to exterminate you. Now, we've always known that the police brutality has been there, that's outright extermination. Then you have the abortion, where that's the kind of so-called undercover extermination, which has been very, very effective. Then you have the disease of exterminating, which, you had AIDS. It did its job, but it didn't work fast enough. So they have to come up with something else that can work a lot faster, along with everything else that they have in play trying to exterminate us. I just hope one day the masses of black people will realize that war has always been there and been declared on us for our extermination.